great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Wednesday, the 27th of May for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to get your day started the right way. All of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. On the table here today, Jordy Fromm of Nebraska has been named the USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year. We'll talk about that coming up. Nebraska men's basketball coach Fred Hoiberg has announced the hiring of a veteran college strength coach as the new director of strength and conditioning for the Husker men's basketball program. Of course, the Nebraska softball team and the baseball team getting ready for postseason play here this week. The Boys State High School Golf Championships will get underway today at 4 different sites throughout the state. Cam Raceway in Hastings holding the now 600 National Series Micros tonight and tomorrow night is part of Nebraska Speed Week. We'll talk about that this morning. NBA playoffs continuing. The NHL playoffs continuing last night. Plus, we're going to be talking some Hastings Sodbusters on the show here today as Brian Miller, the general manager for the Sodbusters, expected to join us somewhere around 7:30 this morning. So a lot on the table as we get up and get going for another day as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning, my man.
Yes, good morning. Coming up on the news side of things, we'll also dive into the University of Nebraska Medical Center's priority candidate for the next chancellor. He is going to be kicking off his summer tour, his meet and greet tour in Kearney today. And also coming up this weekend, Hastings Public Library has got some fun and exciting activities going on. So plenty to get to as we get to opening day for a brand new league at Duncan Field tonight. And again, we'll be talking much more hopefully about that coming up around 7:30 here this morning. General manager of the Hastings Sodbusters, brand new league with the Diamond Sports League here for Hastings Sodbusters baseball. One familiar face, and that's the Fremont Moo, and we welcome in a whole host of local teams starting tonight with the old 281 rivalry and the Grand Island Fighting Cranes. So, should be good.
Yeah, the Cranes, a new team, and we'll start off. We're going to see the Cranes quite often, I see, on the Sodbusters schedule this year. So that's the first of many games between Grand Island and Hastings and the brand new league. So a little bit different flavor as we talk with Brian coming up at 7:30 this morning about what's in store for the Hastings Sodbusters for this year. So looking forward to that. 402-834-1330 is our number if you'd like to chime in with us here today. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. So join us as we get up and get going here for a Wednesday. Couple of news and notes this morning. Green Bay Packers star running back Josh Jacobs in a little bit of trouble. He was arrested yesterday, booked on several domestic violence charges. He was booked on charges of battery, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, and intimidation of a victim. According to the Brown County jail records, the strangulation and suffocation charge is a felony, and the other 4 charges are misdemeanors. And according to the recent records, Jacobs was being held without bond. He's a first-team All-Pro selection in 2022 with the Las Vegas Raiders. He's a 3-time Pro Bowl selection. He's entering his 3rd season with the Packers after signing with the team in free agency in 2024. Last year, he scored 14 total touchdowns, 13 rushing, and 1 receiving. He totaled 1,211 yards in 15 games. But Josh Jacobs had a little bit of hot water as he is being jailed up in Wisconsin. So some news out of the NFL. The NCAA has denied Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby's request to be reinstated as eligible for the 2026 season. Sorsby filed a lawsuit in a local court in Lubbock County back on May 18th, seeking his eligibility. In the suit, he acknowledged betting on thousands of sporting events as part of his gambling addiction. That included betting on Indiana's football games while on the team. He did make it clear that he never bet on a game that he played in, nor did he bet against his team. The news comes in the wake of a completion of an inpatient rehab that he went through, 35 days that he went through down a gambling addiction down in Goodyear, Arizona. He's set to return to campus in the upcoming days. And there's going to be a lot of lawsuits and things filed in response to this, but the NCAA has stepped up and said that Brendan Sorsby is not eligible to play in 2026 as of now. So that's the latest news down there. There were some rumors going around that maybe a former Nebraska quarterback could end up down there at Texas Tech if Sorsby is not
Why not,
available
right?
to play. Yeah, if you're going to sit the bench in Oregon, you might as well transfer again and maybe get a starting job down at Texas Tech.
My heart was always at Texas Tech. All the years, my heart was always here. You give me a break.
So we'll see how that unfolds. The Chargers and Derwin James Jr. have agreed to a 3-year, $75.6 million contract extension, making him the highest-paid safety for the second time in his career. The deal includes $57.5 million in guaranteed money. James, who earned his fourth All-Pro honor last season, was entering the final year of his 4-year extension that made him the highest-paid safety in NFL history in 2022. His new deal resets the market now at $25.2 million per year, passing the record contract that Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton signed in 2025. So they raised the bar for the highest-paid safety in the NFL as Derwin James Jr. has agreed to a 3-year, $75.6 million contract extension.
This agent's just raising the bar. Like, every time we talk about a contract, it seems like every time we talk about a contract, it has, like, oh, being paid the record for this particular position. So, kudos to the agents for making bank for safeties and cornerbacks. This will be the first of many. I don't even know who Derwin James Jr. is to be making that much cash. So,
yeah, obviously, yeah, he's made bank here, $75.6 million. So, Patrick Mahomes.
oh God,
What do you mean, oh God?
sorry, I meant to mute my mic before I said that into the microphone.
What do you mean, oh God?
Oh God, here we go. Kansas
Patrick
City
Mahomes,
Chiefs talk.
The Chiefs star quarterback returned to the field with his teammates yesterday. First time since experiencing the most significant injury of his career, participating in the team's opening OTA practice. He said that was a goal back when he was injured last year, that he wanted to be on the field for the opening day of OTAs. He got that done yesterday. He was seen throwing the ball on the field with a brace on his left knee. The Chiefs' first practice that will be open to reporters is set for Thursday, which is expected to be the next step in seeing the full extent of Mahomes' progress during his rehab and recovery from the surgery they had on December the 15th to repair the torn ACL and LCL in his left knee. So he said he would be back for the beginning of OTAs. He met that goal. Practice was pretty well closed down yesterday and today. We'll get to see Patrick Mahomes in a practice that's open to the public on Thursday. So we'll see the latest info. But it looks like Mahomes is on track. Maybe he's going to take that first snap of the 2026 regular season. And it's against Denver. Yeah, we got to get him ready for Denver. That's the opening game of the season. So Mahomes is certainly on track in his rehab. Kenny Atkinson will return next season as the Cleveland Cavaliers head coach.
Oh, good. Whew.
The Cavs advanced to their first conference finals since 2018 this season. The furthest the team has gone without LeBron James on the roster since 1992. But their season ended in a sweep by the New York Knicks, where each game was decided by double digits. I mean, they were blown out by the New York Knicks to end their season. Atkinson signed a 5-year deal with the team in 2024. He's going to return for a third season with the Cavs after compiling a record of 116-48 during his first 2 seasons as the head coach.
Speaking of the Knicks, who blew out the Cavs, and they did, and it wasn't even close. And again, I eat crow a little bit on this. Last year after they fired Tibbs when they had made the Eastern Conference Finals but didn't make the finals, and I go, grass isn't always greener. Well, apparently it is, and they've been proving it here this postseason. I found a very interesting stat, and I'm a stat nerd. I love oddities, and there is an oddity with the New York Knicks. Because the last 3 times, in 1994, 1999, and 2026, the last 3 times that the New York Knicks have made a final, an NBA final, the United States of America has hosted the World Cup. The last 3 times that the U.S. has hosted the World Cup in 94, 99, and now in 2026, the New York Knicks have made the NBA Finals.
Wow, you had to do some digging for that.
I thank God that the internet exists and that there's people that pull this off for me. But
yeah, that's a good stat there. That's a good stat. So anyway, kudos to the New York Knicks, huh? Yeah. Major League Baseball from last night. For the first time in their storied history, speaking of stats, the New York Yankees got at least 2 hits from every single player in their starting lineup.
Jesus.
Yeah, the Yankees put up 24 hits last night and beat the Kansas City Royals by a score of 15-1. Hammered out 24 base hits against Kansas City. Beat the Royals last night 15-1. That's their most hits in a game since they put up over 24 hits in a game against Baltimore in July of 2011. They hit 6 home runs last night in the game against Kansas City, the most by a team in the majors this season. In fact, things got so bad last night for Kansas City, they basically ran out of pitchers to throw. And outfielder Tyler Tolbert,
position player pitching.
Yeah, he came on from the outfield and threw the 9th inning for Kansas City to get him through the game. They didn't want to chew up any more innings out of their bullpen staff because it was being rocked with the 24 base hits in the game last night. So the Kansas City Royals brought in outfielder Tyler Tolbert to throw in the 9th inning. He threw a steady dose of 44-mile-per-hour pitches.
Yep.
In the 9th inning to get Kansas City through the game in their 15-1 trashing by the New York Yankees last night.
All-time favorite.
You bring in the outfielder. You throw in the 9th inning, and he just basically batting practice. 44 miles. Hell, I could throw 44 miles an hour.
Oh, it's worse than BP, man. Like, and it's fun because Major League Baseball hitters are used to hitting 100 miles an hour, high 90s, right?
Yeah.
And then you get in and you throw 44, and they get, like, corkscrewed sometimes. My all-time favorite moment was when Rizzo from the Cubs was a position player pitching. The Braves were just crushing him. And Rizzo goes out and strikes his buddy Freddie Freeman. It was just one of the best exchanges ever. And it's just because they're not used to, they can't hit 44. There is something about anything sub 50 that Major League Baseball players just can't crush. And it's so much fun to watch when position players get in there to pitch. Not because the game is by any means captivating or dramatic. It's just, it's fun to see position players out of their element.
Yeah, they didn't want to chew up any more innings. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Royals blasted last night, 15-1.
Royals now
by the Yankees.
11 games under 500. So what do you do with Bobby Witt Jr.?
Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a breakout year maybe for the Royals and get them back on top of things here.
Where was there at no point? At no point did the Royals come into this season with any kind of pitching. They had Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, Jack Caglione, plenty of good talent on the offense. Absolutely no pitching.
Obviously.
So at what point do we now, from the front office perspective, and I hate to say this, but KC, you're going to do what KC always does, and you're going to have to ship off some of that talent.
Here we go again.
Where's Bobby Witt Jr. going to go? He's going to want to play for a winner as much as he loves Kansas City. He's going to want to go win a championship. Somebody's going to be calling here at the trade deadline. And you got to take a look at teams that are tanking right now, and that's KC. They're one of the 3 worst teams in the American League. And they've got some good offensive talent that a lot of these clubs that are going to be trying to make a run here in October, someone's got to try to catch the freaking Dodgers, up in that dynasty. Who comes calling for a shortstop? When's the blockbuster trade going to happen that shakes things up and gives Kansas City a truck full of prospects that we get to watch in Omaha, but then stall the championship trajectory for about another 5 to 10 years. Back here we go again, another rebuild.
Yeah, obviously pitching is marginal at best for Kansas City. Giving up 24 hits last night and 6 home runs in the game with the Yankees. New York winning 15-1.
Catching up on the comment section here. Ryan Martin Outdoors on the YouTube stream. Yankees lineup went 3 times through before the Royals got the 9th batter to his first at-bat. Pathetic. And he said Kauffman Stadium is losing money on the beer batter sales, which we know and love from the Hastings Sodbusters.
Yeah, I love that part of the
game. Chug-a-lug.
I love that part of the game.
It's getting me thirsty already.
Are you? It's the.
That's my that's my job.
Pick out the beer batter.
Literally, if you ask
they
any
gave
fan,
you that job this year,
any fan in Duncan Field, ask any fan in Duncan Field, and they will tell you my core responsibility. Screw being on the field and doing the games and getting all the pregame rituals handled. They will tell you my most important responsibility is pick a good beer batter. Tyson, you better pick a good beer batter. That's
when I come out to the game.
Yeah.
I am locking you in the closet.
Why?
And, you and I are going to come up with the beer batter.
Oh. Okay.
We're going to lock you in the closet because we'll come up with a good one.
Could just meet for a beer before we go.
Could do that.
That's better than getting locked in a closet.
Well, we want to come up with a good beer batter.
Yeah, I'll give you the rundown. Give you the stats. What's their average against left-handed throwing? What's their average against right-handed throwing?
Tonight's going to be tough, though.
I have no idea. I don't know who these kids are.
Yeah, it's the season opener. You have no stats to go on except maybe their college stats.
Yep.
So is that part of your morning routine now? Maybe when we get done with the show, you got to sit down and look over the stats to come up with a beer batter for tonight?
I do beer batter about 4.
Of course, if you do too much prep, he might not be in the lineup.
That's right.
So
I got to get a lineup card first.
Yeah, you got to kind of see what they're going to start.
That's where you start. So you get the lineup card first. Then you work your way through.
Stats.
And you don't want to do the beer batter too early right in the lineup because some people are still shuffling in. So you don't want to go top of the first right away. Have leadoff guy be. So you got to kind of put him back a little in the lineup. Hope your pitcher doesn't get rocked around early and can at least get an inning involved in and get people acclimated and seated. And then all of a sudden, top of the second rolls around, up pops the beer batter, and away we go. So,
yeah, a manager would not traditionally put a strikeout guy in the top of the order.
You'd be surprised. The two-hole was a good spot for me last year for strikeouts.
Really?
8 and 2. I had my best success at 8 and 2.
Yeah, I would go with the
9's
8
feisty.
spot.
9's feisty.
Yeah. There's some good hitters down the number 9 hole, though.
That's like a second leadoff position.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'd like your number 8 hole, though.
Yeah.
7 to 8, somewhere down there. You'll see somebody that's got a poor batting average.
Mm-hmm.
Tends to strike out a lot. Yeah, that's the best part of the game.
I don't want to give out too much info because, ears could be listening for our rivals up north. And
yeah, we don't even know who's on their team, though.
I don't want them to plot their lineup based on how I pick a beer batter.
Yeah, our beer batters. I'm sure that's a top priority as they get ready for their season opener.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, they're not really worried about the beer batter. Anyway, we'll talk more about that at 7:30 this morning when we talk to Hastings Sidebusters. NBA from last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder beat San Antonio by the score of 127 to 114. The Thunder now lead the Western Conference Finals 3-2. You mentioned the New York Knicks. They've already wrapped up the Eastern Conference Finals with their sweep, so they're getting some much-needed rest here as they get ready for the NBA Championship Series. We're at 3-2 now in the West as Oklahoma City knocked off San Antonio last night by a score of 127 to 114.
On the ice, it's all over in the West, and I couldn't be happier being wrong. The Colorado Avalanche, ding dong, the witch is dead. They have been eliminated in 4 straight games. Vegas just flexing in the Western Conference Finals, a 2-1 victory. Take that, Stan Kroenke. The Avalanche are gone, eliminated. They will await the winner of Carolina and Montreal. They will take on Game 4 tonight with the Carolina Hurricanes with the slight 2-1 advantage. Game is played at the beautiful Bell Center in Montreal, Canada. And that game will face off and tip off at 7 o'clock tonight on TNT.
Vegas playing in the Stanley Cup for the 3rd time in 9 seasons.
Not too bad for an expansion franchise.
Who said you can't have a hockey team in Las Vegas? 3rd time in 9 years that they played in the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, the Golden Knights. Golden Knights. Have to get my shirt out. I do have a Las Vegas Golden Knights T-shirt.
Really?
If I can find it somewhere in my closet, perhaps I will wear that on the show here in the coming weeks. Not coming weeks. I'm going to do it in the coming days.
Say.
We're going to play Stanley Cup here
by this weekend, yeah.
So, yeah, I'll have to maybe search for that in my closet. Haven't worn that for a while. Golden Knights. 7:24, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Again, if you'd like to chime in with us, 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. It is now 7:25 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Start in Hastings, where the public library will be kicking off their summer reading program with a block party. The theme for the summer reading program, Unearth a Story, all about digging into a good book, uncovering hidden history, and exploring the past through the pages. The block party will be taking place this Saturday from 11:30 until 1. The 300 block of North Denver will be closed to traffic during the event. The block party will host several community organizations, and there will also be a booth available for registration for the summer reading program and information about upcoming events at the library. Meanwhile, the University of Nebraska Medical Center's priority candidate to be the next chancellor is kicking off his community engagement tour. Dr. Deli Davis was named the priority candidate, and his tour will start today in Kearney at the Health Science Education Center and go through June 3rd in Scotts Bluff. It is now 7:26. We will head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, sports today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill, offering therapeutic, holistic treatments including body work, detoxification, frequency, quantum healing, head spa, and facials, and holistic counseling. You can see him again in Hastings or in Blue Hill. Jody Fromm of Nebraska has been named the USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year. Fromm was a top 3 finalist for the award last season and top 10 in both 2022 and in 2023. Fromm has helped Nebraska to the Big Ten regular season and tournament championships this year and has spotted the World Series for the 8th time. She leads the Big Red offense with a .416 batting average with 19 home runs. In the circle, she is 20-4 with a 1.14 earned run average with 12 saves. Nebraska men's basketball coach Fred Hoiberg has announced the hiring of veteran college strength coach Michael Chapman as director of strength and conditioning for the Husker men's basketball program. Chapman brings more than 15 years of experience at the Division I level to the Huskers, including stints at power conference programs in the Big Ten, the SEC, and Pac-12 conferences. He comes to Lincoln after serving as the head men's basketball strength and conditioning coach at LSU for the past 2 seasons. The Nebraska softball team will play Arkansas on Thursday in the first round of the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. First pitch will be at 8:30 on ESPN2. The baseball team will play South Dakota State on Friday in the first round of the Lincoln Regional. First pitch will be at 3 on ESPN+. The Boys State High School Golf Championships will get underway today. Class A will play at Meadowlark Hills Golf Course in Kearney. Class B at the Scotts Bluff Country Club. Class C at the Indian Head Golf Course in Grand Island. And Class D at the Quail Run Golf Course in Columbus. Cam Raceway in Hastings will host the Now 600 National Series Micros tonight and tomorrow night, a part of Nebraska's Speed Week. Cars from throughout the United States are expected to be on hand. Hot laps will be at 7 tonight with the races to follow at 8. The series will run at the Jefferson County Speedway on Friday and Saturday, before finishing out the week at the Stewart Raceway on Sunday. We'll have live video stream of the races tonight on Extreme Sports. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:29 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Sunny, hot, and breezy on this Wednesday. Today we'll have a high in the upper 80s. Plenty of sunshine and east-southeast winds. 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts in the 20s. Overnight tonight, the winds back off slightly, mostly cloudy skies. And on Thursday, we bring in just an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Better chance will be to the west. 83 is the high. We'll keep clouds around most of the day. Chance of showers Thursday night. We'll keep storm chances all the way into the weekend with highs in the 80s.
As you wake up, get going this morning, we've got southeast winds at 4 miles per hour. It is clear for the most part. 61 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volunteer Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Wills, Heinz and Bronick with you as Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Wednesday, the 27th day of May, 2026. Getting you up, getting you going. And right now we're proud to welcome Brian Miller. He's the general manager of the Hastings Sodbusters. He's going to join us for a couple of minutes on the show here this morning. Brian, good morning to you, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
We're getting along great. You guys got to be anxious. You've got your 2026 season opener tonight. Hastings Sodbusters out at Duncan Field. I know it's been a long process this year to get started, get ready for another season, but got to be anxious to get started, huh?
Boy, you hit the nail on the head. Anxious. That is a perfect word for it. It's a good anxious though. We're excited. New league that Sodbusters have joined. We've got a couple of new teams we can talk about in a few minutes that are part of this league. So some new blood coming into town, you might say. I guess that the folks around Hastings that have been with the Sodbusters since day one and come out to the games faithfully have not seen some of these groups before. So getting excited. We're ready.
Brian, let's just take a few minutes here. Kind of introduce yourself to the live lobby here, the Sodbuster fans that are going to be heading into Duncan Field. I want to kind of save you the introduction spiel that you might have to do for a couple hundred Sodbuster fans here in the early going. Your baseball background, what attracted you to this particular position?
Well, I appreciate that. I am a native Texan, born and raised in Texas, and I'll be honest with you, my baseball career is relatively new. I kind of had one of those moments in life where I realized, being a big fan of baseball and sports in general, why was I not putting that together? To be in that, to work in that. I've got a fairly extensive sales career and some retail management way back in the day, but have loved sports since I was, a kid. And one of those, too scrawny kids to play in high school, but was an athletic trainer. And I was, got to be on the sidelines and court side for that. And just has stuck with me all these years, and kind of had an epiphany a few years ago to say, why don't I just, take my background and experience in life and my career and put that together with sports. And that's what's led me, to summer baseball. And, big business around the country. I think there's approximately 450 summer league teams around the country. And of course, right here in Hastings since 2018. And so I've just, had an opportunity to come work for some new folks that created this Diamond Baseball League and, like I said, absorbed the Hastings Sodbusters team into this new league, and excited to be here.
Brian, just kind of talk about the new changes for 2026. You mentioned the new league, and we're going to see some different folks come in here. We've also got a team up the road in Grand Island who we're going to see tonight. So there's going to be a lot of local flavor in this new league, isn't there?
Absolutely. Grand Island Fighting Cranes is one of the new teams with this Diamond Baseball League. And so I've been working hard the last several months to stir the pot, so to speak, and create this new, hopefully a new rivalry. And I think that's going to be pretty natural, pretty organic for that to happen. And I can tell you, I've moved up here first part of January from Texas to be here in Hastings, and got to know a lot of the great folks around here. And I can tell you, every time I brought up the new Grand Island team, everybody raised their eyebrows, had no idea, hadn't heard. But they're excited. And my understanding, a lot of folks that live in Hastings drive to Grand Island for work or vice versa. And so there's a lot of traffic up and down 281 that we're going to add to that with, some bus rides up and down the road here. But yes, we do start tonight against Grand Island here in Hastings, and then we will flip-flop and go up to Grand Island tomorrow night for their season opener. So pretty exciting couple of days here.
Brian, I know a big part of your job early on was just getting out around the community, meeting baseball folks, meeting Sodbuster fans, meeting stakeholders, potential sponsors to put this show on for this summer. What's been, as far as the pulse, maybe for Sodbuster Nation, if you will, what are things that you're hearing from the fans that people absolutely love about this baseball team?
Well, I tell you, I think, the excitement, I guess, is what I maybe intrigue. Maybe intrigue is a little bit better word as far as the new blood, as I mentioned earlier, the new groups that are coming in. Of course, the new team in Grand Island right up the road. But, just the Sodbusters faithful, it's apparent. Again, you mentioned the word sponsorships and partnerships, and that has been a big part of what we do. And, this is a business, so let's be honest. And so it does take the support of Hastings and the local Hastings community. And, I didn't have to explain to many folks who we are, what we do, but there was a nice nice way to remind folks that, this is what I consider to be minor league baseball. That's the type of schedule that we run in that style. It's all wood bat, of course, majority collegiate players that are looking for that shot. They are looking to add to their baseball resume, as I call it, and work with and play with other players from around the country. We do have some Nebraska kids coming in here, but we've got some from California, Arizona, Texas. I believe we've got a young man from Minnesota. I believe there's a kid from Canada coming in here. So you're bringing in those kids to come in and play who've never been to Hastings, Nebraska before, maybe even never been to Nebraska before. Their families are already starting to reach out and are excited about either watching their kids on a live stream broadcast or getting to come into Nebraska. So you're bringing some new folks into Hastings and getting the experience, South Central Nebraska and Hastings in general. So the excitement's definitely there, and it's fun. And again, just bringing in a couple of these new teams, two from Missouri, Sedalia, Missouri, Jefferson City, Missouri. Fremont, of course, is back. The Moo. I'm sure a lot of local folks remember the Fremont Moo. They are part of this group as well. And last but not least, Salina, Kansas is the other new team along Grand Island. So just going to be fun to see some new folks coming in here and enjoying Hastings baseball.
Again, talking with Brian Miller, the general manager of the Hastings Sodbusters. They will open their season tonight with a game against Grand Island out at Duncan Field. Brian, talk about bringing the players to the city of Hastings, and you've got host families, I think, scattered throughout the area that actually host these players throughout the year, and that's kind of a unique experience and maybe a unique part of this league that we're in right now.
It absolutely is, and we really couldn't do this without the help of these host families. And I've met a few of them the last several months of being up here. And Kelly Nelson, I'll give a quick shout out to her as our host family coordinator here locally, and has been doing it for the last several years. But putting these guys in touch with the right families and a screening process that these folks we need them to go through to make sure that we are not, setting these boys up for failure, right? But we don't have those problems here in Hastings, and we've got host families that have been doing this for several years now that welcome these young men into their house, sometimes 2 or 3 of them into the same house, and will provide vehicles to them sometimes, let them borrow their vehicles to drive back and forth to Duncan for games. Sometimes getting them to practice, they'll just take them to practice themselves up to Duncan, and but definitely couldn't do it without the support of these host families, welcoming these young men into their houses and creating lifelong bonds in a lot of cases. I'm hearing stories of one of our coaches this year, assistant coaches, was with the Mid-America League that I started with a few years ago down in Texas and Arkansas, and he was telling me how he still keeps in contact with not only his host families, the parents, but their children, right? So they get to be in these houses with these children sometimes, and all of a sudden they've got adopted brothers and sisters, right? That they become part of these families, and just definitely adds to that experience of summer league baseball.
Brian, as far as your role is concerned, I just got to ask, man, like, how do you balance all 3 facets of being general manager of a baseball team? The importance of growing the brand within the community, going out and getting those businesses that are going to present this thing out at Duncan Field on a game night, from going out and putting together a roster that's going to win some ball games, that plays pretty competitive baseball, to the other side of the coin, and that's making sure everything inside the ballpark's running smoothly, the fan experience is happening. How does a GM balance all 3 of those facets?
I think it comes down to just scheduling and creating a routine, and looking at what time of year is it, and what priority, what are the priorities for that particular day or that particular week or month, to look ahead. You always are kind of looking ahead to again, opening day, sure, but it starts, quite honestly, as soon as the season's over in early August, when our season's over, and you take a little bit of a deep breath, but then you're right back on it, and you are wrapping up from the season before and putting some, kind of the bow on those things, but then you're turning right back around and saying, okay, now I've got to get back on the sponsorship, the partnership horse, and talk to these folks, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what can we do differently? Are there things that didn't go quite as what we had planned during the season? How do we make that better? How do we make that better for those sponsors? And honestly, it's one of the things I love about this Diamond Baseball League group coming in here is a lot of the new partnerships, I guess, of the different offerings for our partners that the fans will see at Duncan. And you mentioned the work that goes on at Duncan. Yes, we have to, turn that into Sodbusters baseball, while sharing it, of course, with the good folks from the Legion baseball games that go on there. The local high schools just wrapped up their season from playing at Duncan, and clearly Duncan is a gem of Hastings, and so we try to pay tribute to that and honor that as best we can, but still also trying to run a business, and yet not forgetting the fan experience that we have to create. And I heard this a few years ago from a mentor of mine that said he sometimes really wants folks to just go home and maybe not even remember what the score was. Yes, we're going to have our hardcore baseball fans, and those of us that love it are going to pay attention to the score, but we kind of really want them to go home and remember what that experience was during the game, and the on-field entertainment, the things that go on between the innings, and folks like you, Ty, that help us keep the crowd in it and keep them pumped up, and just having fun and getting to see folks, neighbors around Hastings.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. The people that have not been to a Hastings Sodbusters game in the past, encourage them to come out, Brian, because this is more than just a baseball game. Obviously, family-oriented. There's all kinds of family-type activities out there. It's more than just another baseball game being played out at Duncan.
It absolutely is, and starts, of course, maybe with the food, right? Great concession folks and food that we have there at the concessions. Things like, we've got a military appreciation game that's coming up here on June 25th that, yes, it's baseball, but it is not, it's an exhibition game presented by the folks at Hastings Auto Group. I'll shout out them real quick. They are a presenting sponsor for that game. And so, yes, creating that experience where the youngsters can come out and, get to run the bases. Family days on Sundays, for example, where we have special discounts and whatnot, and that we're trying to promote family fun days on Sundays. And you're right, it does go beyond that game of baseball, where we want to make sure we keep them entertained, and we are providing different opportunities. We've got quite a few nonprofit groups that will be joining us this year with different revenue share type events that are centered around that baseball game, but it's to promote these area nonprofits. And that, I can tell you, that's something that has not been done quite as much in the past, that I'm excited to see the Diamond Baseball League bring that to the Sodbusters and just try to give back to the community, and again, bring some folks out that may have never been before. They know who the Sodbusters are. They've heard of us, but they've never actually been to a game. This is a way to help bring them to the game, but they're helping, bigger causes, obviously, here locally with a lot of these different nonprofits.
As far as the exciting changes for the upcoming season, you mentioned, and we've had conversations off microphone, Brian, about keeping things fresh, keeping things new, trying some new and exciting things. What kind of changes are you excited to unveil maybe here this morning to those going to opening night tonight at Duncan Field? What changes are in store that they're going to see right away?
Again, I think the first thing that comes to mind is the nonprofit groups, and what I mean by that is the different folks that will be coming. I think some new faces that will be coming to the game that, a lot of Hastings area folks will recognize each other at these games and know who these folks are, but maybe they haven't seen each other at Duncan Field at these games, and so they're getting to see some of these folks in a different capacity. You've got local business owners and whatnot that work hard at their craft and at their business and their products and their services they offer, but they've got huge hearts that behind the scenes and away from their own business are participating in these nonprofits, and it's near and dear to their heart. And I love the family aspect of it that comes with that, where you've got so many folks that have not been to Sodbusters games, and I think that's probably the biggest thing for me. Is I'm just excited to see some new folks out, and a lot of folks obviously are new to me because I'm new here, but I can tell you from working the last several months, talking with so many folks, I've been a little surprised, I guess, at how many folks I met that said, I know the Sodbusters, I've heard of them, but I've never actually been to a game. Wow. And then I get to promote it and say, well, here are the different games we have. Here are the different promotions that we've got. Kool-Aid Days, of course, a big deal here in Hastings. It's after our season is over, unfortunately. However, we are going to have the good folks in the fairgrounds coming out on June 11th to do a little bit of a Kool-Aid Days preview, for example. So, kind of keeping the Hastings roots and a lot of things that are near and dear to the Hastings folks here, and trying to add them to the Sodbusters and collab, I guess, as the kids say.
All right, final minute or two with Brian Miller. He's the general manager of the Hastings Sodbusters. Again, they're beginning their season tonight against Grand Island at Duncan Field. Maybe one of the most important things, Brian, ticket information. How do folks get to the game? Can they buy season tickets to the Sodbusters? Can they buy general admission? What's the deal there?
You can do both, absolutely. HastingsSodbusters.com is your easiest place. That's the one source. That's the best place to go for all the information, the game schedule. Really easy to navigate that website with the tabs there at the top of the screen that will tell you what you're looking for, especially, like you said, tickets. It says tickets right there at the top. There's a tab. Click on that, and there's more information on how to purchase the season tickets, whether that's the reserved seat back tickets there at Duncan, and if that's the less expensive general admission tickets, whatever is great for you. You can buy, flex packs tickets, we call them, for example, where you're purchasing a 10-pack of tickets that can be used in any combination throughout the season. 2 tickets one time, 8 tickets another time, split them for 5 and 5, for whatever you want to do. There's definitely different ways to buy those tickets. Very easy ticketing system, all digital, of course, electronic and whatnot for folks to point and click and be able to create their accounts very simply and buy the tickets for all the games, half the games, whatever games they'd like to come out to. Very easy to do on our website.
All right, so again, the Sodbusters opening the season tonight. As far as the game times and stuff like that, what's people got to know about that?
Yes, great question. So our Sunday games are at 3 o'clock. As we mentioned, the family fun days, those are 3 o'clock on Sundays. All of our other games will begin at 7 o'clock. Some pregame activities, of course, for each game with first pitch opportunities and some recognition of our area Little League teams, what we call Field of Dreams. But 7 o'clock game times, gates open at 6 at Duncan.
All right, Brian, good luck tonight, and good luck for a successful season for the Sodbusters. And we'll check in time to time with you here on Huddle Up. Again, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Hope to see everybody out tonight. Thank you.
All right, Brian Miller. He's the general manager of the Hastings Sodbusters. Again, we kick off the season tonight with a game against Grand Island.
Just you want me to laminate a VIP pass for him for the line? Have him talk baseball this summer?
Yeah, he can have a VIP pass anytime he wants to get on.
He's a good talker. He's a good talker.
Yes, he is.
That's a good kill in 22 minutes. I love it.
Yeah, you're a part of the Sodbusters team. I see you got a jersey and everything. They give you a jersey for your job?
It's last year's, so I'm hoping the model still fits. Put on a few pounds since the year before, and we'll have to get back into baseball shape. But
I saw you in that thing last year, and you were.
It was snug.
It was very snug.
Shut up.
I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm concerned that that's the same jersey as last year.
It is. Yeah.
All right, we'll see how that goes. Have you tried it on yet?
No, I'm gonna
pulled it out
do a quick workout and get into Sodbuster shape. But yeah, they're bringing me back with the microphone this year. I love entertaining crowds. It's the summer. I belong on a baseball diamond. I don't care if it's in the dugout. If it's yelling at the coaches in the dugout from behind home plate with an umpire mask, or whether it's going around with a microphone and doing play-by-play or out in the stands entertaining people. I need to be on a diamond. That's where I belong. And so excited that they have once again offered me the position to be kind of the on-the-field MC, if you will. Again, the most important job. Nobody cares whether or not I look good on the field. They just care that I can pick a beer batter. So if the shirt doesn't fit, if it shares a little beer belly, then we know it's the beer belly beer batter picker. That's the most important role. So excited to get things underway tonight.
All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports at 7:54.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Focused on things that are happening here in H-Town, Hastings Public Library kicking off the 2026 summer reading program with a block party this weekend. The theme for the summer reading program, dinosaur-themed Unearth a Story. It's all about digging into a good book, uncovering hidden history, and exploring the past through the pages. Really creative writing up here. The block party will be from 11:30 until 1 on Saturday at the Hastings Public Library. 300 block of North Denver will be closed to traffic during the event. The block party hosting several different community organizations, including Joyride Pedal Company, Hastings Museum, Prairie Loft, Mentoring Works, Police Department, Fire, Community Theater, Parks and Recs, Bikers Against Child Abuse, 4-H, and Head Start. Booths will also include temporary tattoos, hell yeah, pedal rides, face painting, a dino dig, and 200 hot dogs that have been donated by Russ's while supplies last. There will be a booth available for registration for the summer reading program and information about upcoming events at the Hastings Public Library. It is now 7:55, 5 minutes until 8. Let's head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's the haps in sports?
Well, sports today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill, your 24-hour wellness center where members can access a variety of amenities on their own time. Jordy Fromm of Nebraska has been named the USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year. She was a top 3 finalist for the award last season and top 10 in both 2022 and 2023. She has helped Nebraska to the Big Ten regular season and tournament championships this year and has spotted the World Series for the 8th time. She leads the Big Red offense with a .416 batting average with 19 home runs. In the circle, she is 20-4 with a 1.14 earned run average with 12 saves. Nebraska men's basketball coach Fred Hoiberg has announced the hiring of a veteran college strength coach, Michael Chapman, as director of strength and conditioning for the Husker men's basketball program. He brings more than 15 years of experience at the Division I level to the Huskers, including stints at power conference programs in the Big Ten, the SEC, and the Pac-12. Comes to Lincoln after serving as the head men's basketball strength and conditioning coach at LSU for the past 2 seasons. The Nebraska softball team will play Arkansas on Thursday in the first round of the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. First pitch will be at 8:30 on ESPN2. The baseball team will play South Dakota State on Friday in the first round of the Lincoln Regional. First pitch will be at 3 on ESPN+. And the Boys State High School Golf Championships will get underway today. Class A will play at Meadowlark Hills Golf Course in Kearney. Class B at the Scottsbluff Country Club. Class C at Indian Head Golf Course in Grand Island. And Class D at the Quail Run Golf Course in Columbus. And Cam Raceway in Hastings will host the now 600 National Series Micros tonight and tomorrow night as part of the Nebraska Speed Week. Cars from throughout the United States are expected to be on hand. Hot laps tonight at 7. Races will begin shortly after that around 8 o'clock. The series will run at the Jefferson County Speedway on Friday and Saturday before finishing out the week at the Stewart Raceway on Sunday. We'll have a live video stream of the races tonight on Extreme Sports. That's a check on your sports headlines this morning at 7:58.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Sunny, hot, and breezy on this Wednesday. Today we'll have a high in the upper 80s. Plenty of sunshine and east-southeast winds, 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts in the 20s. Overnight tonight, the winds back off slightly, mostly cloudy skies. And on Thursday, we bring in just an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Better chance will be to the west. 83 is the high. We'll keep clouds around most of the day. Chance of showers Thursday night. We'll keep storm chances all the way into the weekend with highs in the 80s.
We have southeast winds this morning at 4 miles per hour. It's mostly clear, and it's 61 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydromassage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
You could sit at home this weekend, or you could be 350 feet above the North Loop River Valley with a glass of wine in hand. At Miletta Vista Winery, we've got the view, the food, and the wine to make the drive worth it. Lunch, dinner, or small plate appetizers, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. No stress, no rush, just a better way to spend your time. Miletta Vista Winery. Come and see what you've been missing. Miletta Vista Winery, St. Paul, Nebraska. Let us know you're coming. 308-754-4416.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
This summer, baseball lives on Extreme Sports. Extreme Sports is your exclusive home for American Legion Baseball, bringing you every big moment from Hastings 5 Points Bank, Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes, and Hastings Runza. From the first pitch of the regular season to the intensity of the postseason, we've got it all covered. Every game, every inning, every highlight. Don't miss a single thing this summer. American Legion Baseball lives right here on Extreme Sports.
All right, Mike Wilton, Heinzen, and Bronick huddle up on Extreme Sports for this Wednesday. So again, Hastings Sodbusters tonight can play at Grand Island, 2026 season opener out at Duncan. About 7 o'clock for the first pitch. So head on out. A little baseball action with the Sodbusters tonight. Again, Cam Raceway hosting a big national race tonight and tomorrow night. Races tonight featuring the now 600 National Series. We'll get underway at 8 o'clock. The hot laps at about 7. Can't make it tonight. You can watch the live video stream that we've got of the races tonight right here on Extreme Sports. You can go to our website at x-streamsports.com. You can know the information on how you can hook up to the video stream tonight. Special racing tonight at Cam Raceway. So
nice.
Big night here in the old city.
Yeah. Get caught up on the Facebook comments. Russ was getting some digs in towards the end of the show. He said snug, period. Ha, 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 ha. He also says twite like a tiger. And can I paint his you who gold? Question mark. Not sure what he meant by the last one. But you paint it whatever color you want, Russ. You're the boss.
Sodbusters.
Sodbuster.
All right, well, good luck on picking the beer batter.
Thank you.
We'll keep track of how many times.
You want to keep a running record of that?
Yeah, we want to keep a
Let's
running
do it.
record. So
That's
people
gonna be
that
fun.
head out, the people that head out.
We could put a graphic right above.
On your Sodbusters, on your...
Mm-hmm. Beer batter strikeouts.
Yeah, how many times you were successful in picking a beer batter for the Sodbusters. Yeah, you got a lot of work to do today.
IT guy's got a graphic he can make.
Oh, yeah.
Beer batters picked correctly. That could just go right above the head.
Right
Beer
above the
batters
head?
picked correctly this season.
God. Yeah, we'll see what the IT guy can do with that.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a lot better picking than...
So, like, what would be, if you're a fan, would you consider one time he strikes out to be a successful beer batter?
Oh, just, yeah, one time.
One time in the game.
Yep.
Just can't get skunked.
Yeah, you can't let him get a base hit.
So if I get skunked, it's a loss.
Yep.
And then if we get one successful beer batter, like if he goes, say he goes 3 for 4, right? He goes 3 for 4, but that one time he strikes out, right? That's a success.
Yeah, that's a win.
That's a win.
As long as you make one trip through the beer stand.
One trip to the beer stand.
Yep.
All right, that's a win.
So that's a win.
Then a loss is a skunk.
Yep.
We're gonna keep a running record this year.
Yeah, we'll do that. It's for all the home games for the Sodbusters.
Pick to click.
All right, we had Brian Miller. He was the general manager of the Hastings Sodbusters on with us here this morning. If you'd like to listen to that interview again, you can go to our social media sites, download the podcast, and listen to that interview that we had with Brian. We'll move Will Bolt, the Nebraska baseball coach, over to tomorrow's show because we kind of went an extended period of time with Brian, but that's all right. Nebraska doesn't play until Friday in the Lincoln Regional against South Dakota State, so we move Will Bolt over to Thursday. I'm sure he doesn't mind. Doesn't mind at all. So, anyway, enjoy your day. Again, if you'd like to listen to the show again, you can. Go to our podcast section on the social media sites, download the podcast, and listen to the show at your convenience today. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Huddle up on Extreme Sports.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.